Hey, what's good, guys? Yu Kid J606 here, coming at you with a regional report on how I did and how I got this awesome mat. In the regional, I was playing a shitty side deck because I was expecting a large number of Inzectors being played, and just a large number of Inzectors and large number of Mermails, and like a large number of Dino Rabbit. And my first round and my third round, I versed Geargia, had no side deck versus them, and lost because of it. And then my fourth round, I lost to Mermails because of Water Spirit Heart. So I dropped. Um, the round I won was versus Dino Rabbit, and I 2-0'd him because I have a great Dino Rabbit matchup and tested a lot versus that. I tested a lot versus Inzectors and a lot versus Mermail. I did not misplay in my Mermail matchup. It's just that he had the nuts. First turn Glacia game 1. I didn't see Glacia game 2 or 3. That was pretty nice. I mean, it's just that when they draw Avarice and put back like their divas and like the stuff that they need, and then they top deck the diva with like a set Solemn Judgment, there's not much that I can do. So I mean, it's whatever. I was pretty salty, but then decided to enter the Winamat tournament that they had going on there. It was a Poughkeepsie Regional, by the way. And I ended up going 4-0 in that. This is the deck that I used in that Winamat tournament. The side deck's the only thing that's different. I think like a card. No. This is the same exact. It's just a side deck that's a little different. But let's get on to the deck. I'll go over my matchups in the Winamat tournament. First round versus Dino Rabbit. Like I told you guys, I have a great matchup versus that, and I 2-0'd it. Second round, I versed a mirror match. I'm pretty good with the mirror matches, I can say that. So I 2-0'd that. Third round, I versed Frog Monarchs. Now, I played that deck for a while, so I know pretty much all its plays. But this guy had Caius whenever he needed it, so he beat me, or no, I beat him 2-1. He beat me a game because Caius. So, like, it was whatever. And then for the finals, I versed Mermails, and it went down to game 3. I Gemini Imps'd his Mulan Glacia game 2. I would have lost if I had not done that. I would have lost 2-0 to Mermail because I lost the first game because of I had a shitty hand. He had the broken hand. He glaciated me, and yeah, it just happens. So game 2 happened. I Gemini Imps'd his Mulan Glacia, then cleared his whole field. He couldn't attack. Then I attacked for game next turn, so that was pretty cool. And then game 3, he drew nothing, I drew nothing. It came down to I had a Gaga Cowboy, he had a Gozen match on field, and Gaga Cowboy attacked 5 times. Or no, 4 times. 4 times. I was able to clear the Gozen match, then summon another monster and attack the game. It was pretty crazy. But let's get on to the deck profile. First off, we'll start off with 2 Earth. I got these in German. They're amazing. 2 Earth. I saw this a lot, but I didn't see it as much as I wanted to. Definitely in the Winamat tournament, but not in the main event. I was not drawing very well, and I was also nervous, so that could contribute to that. 3 Venus, 3 Shine Ball. Oh, geez, my computer. Alright. 3 Venus, 3 Shine Ball, Basic Engine, 3 Hyperion. I didn't see this enough in either tournament. I was pretty much like Venus, Digusto, Phoenix, attack for the majority of my damage, then grind out the rest of the game. I just did not see Hyperion. Christia won me a game. I didn't see him that much, so it was whatever. Honest, Herald, 2 Thunder King, 2 Effect Veiler, 1 BLS, 2 Tour Guide, Sangan, Reaper, Chaos Sorcerer, 2 Drag, Gores, 2 Maxi. This is pretty much card for card Simon He, because I was playing Trooper Agents and played it at locals and just drew so shitty that like I couldn't go in the regional confidently with trooper agents, so I was like, I'm gonna stick to Simon He agents. I'm gonna test that out. I tested out for a week and couldn't find any problem with the deck. Like, there's one card that I'm like iffy on. Every other card in the deck I love. And I'll get to that in a second. For the spells, I think 29 monsters. By the way, BLS is a hard ass name to write on a deck list sheet. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. We have 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. I still like 3. It's amazing when they activate Abyss Sphere. You just chain the MST. They don't get their advantage. That's like their best card in my opinion is Abyss Sphere. Either that or Mulan Glacia. Abyss Sphere is not balanced whatsoever. So MST is great. Macro Rabbit, you need the 3rd one, so I like 3. A questionable card is Forbidden Lance. I didn't really love this in testing. Like, when they bottomless Venus and you chain Lance, it's like the best feeling in the world. But like, not too many people are playing like super responsive traps. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Lance isn't live like the most of the time, but like you can still use Lance to beat over monsters, and like I can't find a replacement for it that's like better than Lance. So Lance's being in here is a one of. Creature swap, it won me too many games. You don't even know. Like, this card is insane. Like, without this card, I don't even know where I'd be. Like, I summoned Sangan, creature swapped my Sangan and his Zen mains. It was insane. It was just straight insane. Like, the look on his face, this is my Dino Rabbit matchup, the look on his face was hilarious. Like, creature swap's too good. A card that I used to interrupt people's plays a lot was Econ. It's great when you go Venus, Shine Ball, Gotchi, and you still have the Shine Ball left over, and you need to interrupt their plays. You can just be like, I'll Econ. Now your turn's like pretty much over. Thank you. It's a great card. Mind Control. It's needed. You play so many different levels, and you do play tuners, so it's great. And then one Trinity. Then you play the obvious Treacherous Trap Hole. I didn't get this off a lot, mainly because I didn't draw it a lot. When I did draw it, it was like a card that I didn't love having. Like, I would have preferred like something else. Like, it's not coming out of the deck just because it didn't perform well one day. Like, I didn't draw it at all in the Winmat tournament. I drew it like 4 or 5 times in the regular tournament, and it was just subpar there. But like, in testing, this card was amazing, and I don't think I'd ever replace it with anything. I guess we'll go into the side deck. This is different than my side deck that I played in the actual event, which I did horrible in, but I did amazing in the Winamat tournament. I got this mat. It's great. I'll actually just show you guys the changes. These cards went in for 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and a 3rd Decree. I'm playing 2 Decree, so that's what went in. I'll explain Scapegoat in a second. You guys probably saw it and like, what? Why? Why? Like, just because Simon He played it? Nah, I actually have reasons. But let's get into the side deck. I play 2 Raikou. These went in every single match, every single one. This was my only well-sided card for the regular event. Like, every single game this went in. 2 Gemini Imps, like I said, it won me my Murma matchup. I didn't see like any Dark World. Like, I think you'd be crazy if you want to play Dark World in this format, but just because of the amount of Dino Rabbit. Like, I just want to tell you guys, probably 65% of the event was Dino Rabbit. I saw so much Dino Rabbit, it was just straight insane. Like, I saw a few Mermail here, a few Agents, a few Gergia. I saw him at Dolce. That player was amazing. But like, the amount of Dino Rabbit I saw was insane, but I still think these are necessary to side because you don't want to lose to a Saki Dark World player, so I'm still siding them for right now. I'm not sure about the future. 1 DD Crow versus Inzectors. The Frog Monarch player, this went in. Oh my god. This was great. It shut him down for a turn. 1 Leeching the Light for Chaos Dragons in the mirror match. I saw like 1 and 2 Chaos Dragons. I mean, it happens. Like, it's still a deck, and it's still a pretty good deck, and you're about 50-50 with this matchup because you have similar playstyles, except you are more controlled. They're more like drop boss monster, boss monster, boss monster game. Like, you're a little more controlled than that. 2 system down, like I said, these were Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors in the main event. These were system downs in the side events. These were just needed for Gear. Even though I didn't play them in the side event, I lost to 2 in the main event. So I'm definitely gonna be siding these from now on until like I definitely think Gears are like done. Like I even play Gears like sometimes, but I really didn't think that they were a good deck to play. Like I tested versus the meta, or what I thought was the meta. Like I tested this deck versus the meta a whole lot. Like, and I just felt it was a great meta call, but like I guess not. I'm going to talk about Scapegoat now. Scapegoat's a pretty insane card in a deck that doesn't run very many traps or very many defense at all. Scapegoat's a card that, I guess I'm going to explain it like this. So your opponent draws the nuts, you have Scapegoat down. They go Magician Shark into the OTK. They don't want Shockmaster, they're going for the OTK. You activate Scapegoat. You live for that turn. Since they've used 2 or 3 cards for their outs, you decide, okay, I'm going to make my big push and attack over them. Your big push will be a little bit better because, like, it's kind of hard to explain. With so many decks, like, OTKing right now, like, Geargia Karakuri, like, this card would have been insane deciding versus that. Versus a Geargia Karakuri player. Or both Geargia Karakuri's players, they go for their, like, drop 4 synchro plays. They drop, like, 2 Burrito, 2 Beret, whatever. And, like, something else small. You activate Scapegoat, like, you're there for a turn. You're able to live for that turn. You're able to look at your hand now and decide, okay, well, I have a Hyperion, a BLS, and a Toriide. I can get over 3 of his monsters and leave him with just 1. And now because I got to live, and he was like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 cards on his big play, he won't have the outs to get over my big play, which I think that's insane about Scapegoat. It's definitely staying in for a while. I'm not sure about like forever in the side, but like because this deck doesn't play very many trap cards, I think it's an insane card right now. I played 2 Decree. By the way, this is the 3rd Decree in the main event. Simon, he did play this, and that's the only reason why it was even considered. Then I actually started thinking about it. I was like, wow, this is a really good card. But I was playing 3 Decree. I only ever sided 2 in against, like, decks because I only think you really need to. Like, running 3 is a little bit silly. Like, 2 works fine for me, so that's what I'm going to be doing now. Just running 2 Decree. Someone told me, like, just run straight Spell and Trap Destruction. I do like Decree because, like, they set 4, you end phase Decree, and they're like, wow, I have nothing to do right now. Which is really, really good. Then I play 2 Goes in match versus Wind-Up Seasoning Go in once, but they're still in there. Wind-Up's in, like, the Rabbit matchup. Like, I didn't side these in versus the Rabbit matchup, mainly because, like, some Dino Rabbit players told me not to, but, like, I guess you could. And 2 Soul Drain versus Dark World and Mermails. This card didn't help me at all versus Mermails, I'm gonna be honest with that. Which was kinda... It was definitely strange. Every time I drew it, I was at really low life points, and they had already made their big play, so they're not using cards that activate in the graveyard, so... It was whatever. Soul Drain's definitely gonna stay in there, but... I guess that's for right now. For the extra deck... 1 Mistworm. You need it as your level 9. 1 Stardust, again level 8. I wanted to play Scrap Dragon, but I couldn't find the room, so if you have something that I could drop, Black Rose, I'm not dropping this guy, you need the level 7. Guy Knight, I went into him a lot just for the pure fact that he's a beat stick and I don't have to waste my Hyperion. Say they have like a number 17 Leviathan Dragon for some awkward reason. Like say you're versing Mermails, they wanted to get off their marksman effect, you know, pop something. And you're like, okay, I have a Hyperion, but I can also make a Gaia Knight, and that way I don't have to waste my Hyperion. So I can just summon Gaia Knight, hit over it. Like, a Gaia Knight's an insane card, just for the fact that he's so big. Then you have 1 Catastor as your level 5. My friend was running an Android in his agents, but, like, I like that it's a light and it being honest and it boosts up your life points a little bit, but I think Catastrophe is just an overall better card. And one Armory Arm, this card wins games, and you run BLS. For the Exceeds, you play one Sun Dragon, Hieratic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. This guy's insane to write on a deck list sheet. You mainly run him because of the Dark World matchup, where you like Creature Swap, Econ, Mind Controller, Grapha, and you can make this guy. So that's the main reason you run him. Also, you can make with 2 Hyperions, or Hyperion and a BLS. 1 Gaga Cowboy, you need as a rank 4. Like I said, if I didn't have him, I would have lost that Murma matchup. 1 Zenmaines, because it's staple. Leviathan, staple. Tempo, pretty much staple. Leviar, you need him for OTKs. For the rank 3s, you play 1 Dark Mist, 1 Daigusto Phoenix, and only 1 Gotchi. Only played 1 Gotchi at the event. It wasn't, like, bad, but, like, I probably should have played a second just to, like, have the second at, like, my use. Like, I never needed the second, but, like, I would have enjoyed having the second to, like, have the feeling of, okay, I have a second Gotchi if I need the defense. But, like, this deck's so offensive, like, you rarely need the defense. Like, you go for Daigusto Phoenix a whole lot more than in Trooper Agents. Like, you go for this guy so much, just because, like, you don't want to waste your big monsters, so you just summon this card that potentially puts, like, well, this with Venus is, like, 4,600 damage on board. Like, that's it. That's insane. Like, they'll have to waste a Mirror Force on that. That's like wasting a Mirror Force on 1 card because you only used 1 card to get out this Phoenix. And that 1 card's still in the field. And the next turn, because you have Venus engraved and Shine Balls engraved, you just drop Hyperion. And they don't have that Mirror Force. And it's insane. So, Daigusto is definitely needed in this build. There's times where I could have actually, like, used a second. Like, it would have been, like, game-changing, but, like, it could have been, like, needed or wanted. But, yeah. Definitely thanks to the girl who got me these German Earth. These are awesome. What else? I knew I had something to say. Honestly, other than that, like, it was a great event. It was the Poughkeepsie Regional. It was run pretty poorly at the beginning, to be completely honest. It was about 3 hours late. Like, that's not exaggerating. Like, it was supposed to start at 10, and it was 12:50 before the first round pairings were up, and then it was 1 o'clock before we were playing. So it was pretty poorly run in that aspect, but, like, everything else, like, there was small, like, judging mistakes, like, on obscene cards, but, like, that happens a lot. But other than that, like, it was a pretty fun regional to attend. I got to see a couple really, really good players. Cesar Gonzalez was there. He was playing Gadgets. I don't know how he did, but, like, he won the match that I was next to him, so, like, maybe he was doing well. I don't know. He was playing, like, double summons and stuff, which was pretty cool. But other than that, guys, I'm done with talking about the regional. I should have a gadget deck profile up, just because, like, I'm getting a little tired of agents, and I have super gadgets now, so I kind of want to play them. But yeah, guys, that's all I got. Peace out, YouTube.